Hello there and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky the Third. I am the RNGenius, buddy Makomi Eric, and in the last episode we fooled around a bit. I did grind a lot, but had no effect. I was still trying to get those damn spiritual boots. Those blade dancers in the royal palace are able to drop, but I haven't gotten that drop. Instead, I farmed a bunch of revival bomb, which is also not that bad. Right now, what we're gonna do is... yeah, that's not gonna happen. The boy with the amber eyes and the queen, or the princess, or the... what did that door say? The guardian of the royal family and the blade that serves the imperial house. What's the blade that serves the imperial house? Imperial... is that... guardian of the royal family and blade that serves the imperial house. Is that supposed to be Müller? The Erebonian Empire? Technically imperial? The blade that serves the imperial house? It could also be... I don't know if he's gonna be here, but it could also be Colonel Richards. So I'm not entirely sure. But I am sure of this one. Bring to me the boy with eyes of amber and the princess with an indomitable will. That is going to happen. It's a star door, so it's a short side story, but I only get that if I end up being victorious in the combat section. Which I'm gonna, of course, do my best. Ooh. Chloe and Julia share weapons. That is very fantastic. Alright, you're not gonna get any items, huh? Sorry, Chloe. Sorry. What was your loadout? I remember it being pretty good. Mind 2. You have the heal, which is cool. Cast 1 is a problem, but that's not gonna be solvable right now. Ah. So, sorry Tita, you're probably gonna sit at home for a bit. I'm gonna need Eagle Eye, I'm gonna need Attack 2, and I'm gonna need Defense 2 as well. Probably not for Joshua though. Let's see, that is the very middle. What is the best thing I could put in there? Oh, cast. We take an Eagle Eye. We are going to put Attack 2 here. I would like hit, honestly. He's been missing a lot of attacks. That is gonna be action. And you are going to be... what do we have right now? We have clock up. We are missing not much to make that better. If I put EP cut here, and if I were to, instead of attack 2, put an EP here, yeah, I do get the AoE skills. And he has decent arts. Alright, that makes him be able to cast that. If I'm gonna go in there with Chloe and Joshua alone, we're gonna have to make this possible. Mind is also happening. It's decent. That's decent, I hope. I'm probably gonna juggle around Kevin's thingy to be able to... do you have cast 2? No. Why is that? Can't I craft that yet? There it is. Finally. Yeah, thank you. Okay, it's gonna be necessary. Because the cast quartzes are like the best. Time to cast arts is greatly cut. Clock up X is gonna be very nice. Is that 50% up? Huh. Huh. Ooh, clock up is better than the speed buff that Julia has. I want to get the speed buff here to hell and back. So this is gonna be very nice. Clock down, clock up X. I don't think we need to optimize anything beyond that. I don't think anyone stands a chance against us. Crimson Eye, and now put the tactics menu to good use. You're gonna stand here. You're gonna come closer like this. Although I'm gonna put you a step back. Okay. Yep, that's gonna be good. Lichtkreis also is an ass breaker that ends up healing everybody's HP and giving them a defense buff, I think. Maybe even more. Alright, so I do want that at my disposal. Now we can go! Now I'm ready to go. Sorry that took a while. We want to go to the star door number 3, and now we will do a little side story. Bring to me the boy with eyes of amber and the princess with an indomitable will. Only then shall the door open. Open the door. Yes. Star Chamber. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Why'd I optimize my battle setup? No. Breaking news! Liberal news special issue. The Flying City falls. Liberal is safe once more. Glory to the young bracers who saved us all from crisis. Featured story. The Liber Arc collapses. Enigmatic object gone in a flash. The mysterious structure that appeared last month over Valyria Lake disappeared as suddenly as it came, collapsing loudly in a giant mountain of rubble into the lake. The collapse begins. Many of our readers may have witnessed the moment for themselves, but it seems that it was visible not only from Liberal, but from the southern edge of the Empire and from Calvert as well. A small minority argued that the structure may have been a new weapon belonging to the Royal Army, but this turn of events seems to conclusively rule out that possibility. The collapse of the Liber Arc also caused a 2-arch-height tsunami around the edges of the lake, but so far there have been no reports of serious injuries, fatalities, or missing persons as a result of this. Unfortunate fishermen, yeah. Well, they probably didn't have to catch so much fish if the tsunami hit, because the fish is at that point lying around somewhere else. The worst that seems to have been reported is a number of unfortunate fishermen who were unable to escape in time, getting covered in water. What was the Liber Arc? According to an investigation by the Royal Guard and Bracer Guild, it was a flying city from ancient Sumerian times. How exactly it came to be above Valyria Lake to begin with, or what caused it to collapse, remains to be confirmed. But it appears to be without a doubt that the international crime syndicate known as the Society was somehow involved. While this has yet to be officially confirmed, the report suggests that an investigation team in the city encountered a group of Crimson soldiers. They are supporting the above theory. Aerial view of the city. How'd they get that picture, I wonder? This place... Wait, who says that? Member of the team. This place is just one mystery after another, but we can't let those guys get away with any more than they already have, said a member of the team. Furthermore, Tsai's Central Factory and the Royal Army are planning to continue investigating the Liber Arc, and to this end will be launching a combined salvage operation. Rejoicing citizens, I bet. Recovering from the shutdown. Around the time of the Liber Arc's collapse, the orbital shutdown phenomenon that tormented the whole of the country finally ceased. As a result, many now believe that the city caused the phenomenon, but no conclusive proof of this has been established, and we can only await further research into the issue. Thoughts? The orbital shutdown phenomenon and the chaos that was created as a result have been a sobering reminder of just how dependent all of us are on orbments in our daily lives. Perhaps something similar may never happen again, but this is still a good opportunity to reflect on just how much we owe to orbments, and perhaps to try to reduce our reliance on them. Politics. Crown Princess Claudia has been busy. As previously reported, Her Highness Princess Claudia is now this nation's crown princess. As a result, we will be referring to her as such in all publications moving forward. Crown Princess Claudia wasted no time after assuming her position in meeting with Prince Olivert of the Erebonian Empire, and together they reconfirmed our two nations' relationship with one another. After the discussions, they both boarded the Arcee together. It's widely expected that this meeting will contribute to ensuring peaceful relations with Erebonia in the future. In addition, the pair plan to both be in attendance at the upcoming banquet to be held at Gransel Castle. We will bring you all the latest on that in due time. Closing thoughts. As you all know, our homeland of Liberal has fallen victim to a vast number of calamities over the past year. There was a coup d'etat, the bizarre changes at the tetracyclic towers coming under the assault of an ancient dragon, our capital being attacked, and finally the Liberarch's appearance, and as already discussed in this very issue. What you may not know, however, is that there is a group of young men and women who were involved in the resolution of all of these crises, their steel-like will and unyielding determination leading them to their conclusions. If not for them, these crises may not have been resolved or taken a turn for the worse. I would like to take this opportunity to thank them all, thank them for all they have done for us. Thank you. You are truly this nation's great hope. What's taking you so long, Dorothy? Get a move on, or I'm gonna leave you behind! La la la. Wait for me! No time for waiting. If we take much longer, the banquet's gonna start without us. We're talking about the big celebration held by the Queen here. Being late isn't an option. But I'm so hungry. Just one more reason, honestly. I can't walk another step. I have a horrible feeling I know what's going on here. You skipped lunch so you could eat more at the banquet, didn't ya? I didn't even eat breakfast. I haven't eaten a thing since yesterday. Going 30 hours without eating is making me feel all kinds of lightheaded. What the hell were you thinking? I can't move. Carry me. Hell no! Come on, we're going. There's no way we can miss an occasion like this. There's gonna be Idios who know who knows how many famous people there. First on the agenda is snapping a photo of Her Majesty and the Crown Princess, and then... Huh? This actually isn't so bad. At one point, this very capital was placed in grave danger. But thanks to the efforts of everyone here and many others, all is well. This humble banquet is intended to be an occasion to celebrate that fact, as well as to honor all those who contributed to make it a reality. If you would, Claudia? Of course. All those invited to today's party contributed in one way or another to protecting the peace of Liberal by ending the peril we were faced with. Whether it was extending a helping hand to those in need or working to fight off the threats that instilled fear in the hearts of our people. As this country's future monarch, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you. Thank you all very much. Holding this party is nothing compared to all that you have done, but... We just made it! Oh, we're finally here! Food! Give me some food! The hell are you doing? Eating can wait! You've got pictures to take! Crown Princess's speech might be finishing soon! Okay... Well, I do hope you will all enjoy your time here at all the same. I'm sure you're all very busy men and women burdened by a great many responsibilities and concerns. But today I would ask that you all cast those aside in order to rest, relax, and enjoy yourselves. The food on offer here is some of the finest and liberal, so by all means partake until you can no more. And may the goddess bless this nation. Chloe really is something else, huh? I'm not sure I could dress super nice, get up in front of a crowd like this and make a big speech the way she just did. Yeah, she is. She said she wasn't feeling confident about how she'd do as a crown princess before. But from where I'm standing, she's doing just fine. Seeing her is making me kinda jealous though. I wish I could pull off fancy dresses the way she does. You got something to say, mister? Ah, it's nothing. You're just not all that girly most of the time, so it always takes me by surprise when you suddenly are. What do you mean? I'm not girly. Sure, lately we've been so busy with helping get Liberal back in shape, so I haven't even had time to go back home. But that doesn't mean I don't want to wear a pretty dress or something once in a while, you know? I know. Still, it really is surprising just how much you've grown even in these past few weeks. I have? Well, it's been pretty tough running up and down the country so much, but you've kept up with ease. And your judgments as a bracer are getting more spot on with every decision you make. Fancy dress or not, I think you're a pretty wonderful person, Estelle. I don't know why, but it's weird hearing you pile on the compliments so much. But what can I say? I'm glad that things seem to have finally calmed down a bit on the work front these past few days. The capital might not be entirely the way it was, but it's getting there. I think we can finally afford to take a breather. Yeah. Oh, look! Look at all that food! The chefs in the castle supposedly made the entire spread, too. There's no way I'm missing out on this! I didn't get to enjoy the food bank during the birthday festivities, so now's my time to pig out big time. Hehe, I'm gonna eat until I barf. Stay right here, okay, Joshua? I'm gonna go scope out the goods. She might have grown in some areas, but she's still got a ways to go in others. Hey, look, how you doing, Joshua? Estelle's not here with you? She just went to get food a second ago, actually. Are you two here for work more than fun? Bingo! There aren't many occasions where this many famous faces are gathered in one place. There was no way we could pass up the chance and come and score some interviews. Don't think you're getting out of here without answering some questions either. We'll get to you too late. We'll get to you two later. So no going home until you've spoken to us all. To us, all right? All right. Great. Next up is the Crown Princess. Up to it, Dorothy. I can't go on. I need something to eat. Let me have something to eat. Not until we're done. Questions to ask, photos to take. Why are you so mean? He's even more fired up today than usual. I wonder how Estelle's doing. So much for scoping out the food. I suppose this is as good a chance as any. I owe a lot to the people here on a personal level too. Maybe I should go around and thank them while I have the chance. Ooh, cool. I can take a sip of my tea, apparently. Do I have a menu? I do. I don't have cash. Interesting. Alright, let's go about this place, huh? Primrose. Woo, there sure are a lot of guests today. By all means, help yourself to any of the food here. It'll all taste much better while it's still hot. Excuse me. Have I given you some food already? You were able to make it, Richard. Thanks to Brigadier General Bright's generosity, yes. I've received an official pardon from Her Majesty for my actions. Probably for foiling the Society's attack on Grancel, right? That's good news. I'm happy for you. I wish I could say the same, but I don't feel as though I deserve to be pardoned at all. Now that the nation is at peace, I feel this is the time I should be facing up to my crimes, not having them swept under the rug. I can't say I don't understand, but still. Please, Joshua, you needn't look so concerned. I have no intention of refusing Her Majesty's kindness or going against her will. I merely feel a strong desire to settle things with myself, and I fully intend on following through. That's all. Alright then. Thanks to Brigadier General Bright's mercy, I was able to receive a full pardon for my actions. But I still feel as though I need to settle things within myself after what I did. Oh, I wasn't expecting to find you here. Still, thank you very much for your support during the attack on Grancel. It really did help us all. Oh, please! I only did what I did because it was one of His Excellency's bail conditions. Make no mistake, I wouldn't have helped any of you worthless dregs otherwise. You wouldn't think it would be so hard to accept a thank you. I presume your business here is finished? Then kindly be gone. You'll get in His Excellency's way standing around here. Yeesh. Yeesh. Oh, Joshua! It's been a long time since I last saw you. It's good to see you again too, Professor. Although speaking of the last time, I heard there's a plan in motion to pull up the Liber Arc from the lake and investigate it. You heard right. It'll be carried out in conjunction with the Royal Army. That's not to say it'll be easy, of course. Valyria Lake's fairly deep, so we can't start hauling up bits of the city all willy-nilly. So we are intending to work on making a map of the lake's bottom using sonar first. Which is going to take some time, as it is. Hey, Primrose, you're standing there. Sorry. I wish it hadn't collapsed all of a sudden like that to begin with. If I'd had just one more hour, I could have taken a research sample too. Oh well, there's no point in lamenting what you can't and cannot do right about now. I'll just have to make do with what I got. So, when are you coming? Hold on, I haven't even... Ah, Joshua! Hey man, making the rounds? Something like that, yeah. Anything interesting going on with you? Sort of. Gates said he was gonna come over for dinner in Size a while back. So I was just asking him when he's free. Ah, that's right, so he did. When we were getting off the Arce, right? I didn't really mean it, though. It was just one of those things you say in passing, but don't give much thought to. I ain't exactly swimming in free time, you know, being a bracer's busy work. I'd like to go, sure, but I've got no idea if I'll actually have the time to do it. But I've been looking forward to you coming ever since. Okay, let me think. Maybe at the end of the month, that should be okay. I think that Friday's free, think. Really? Hey, is that a promise? Yeah, I guess. So, what kinds of dishes do you like? Any old set of groceries I can shove down my neck is fine by me. Nothing special at all? Well... I think I'd better leave them alone for now. I wouldn't want to get in their way. We're delighted to see you were able to attend tonight's banquet. Please do enjoy yourself. The whole garden terrace is accessible to the guests of tonight's party. So please don't feel restricted and do enjoy yourself. The whole terrace, huh? Please do enjoy yourself at the banquet. Yep, you don't have 2 lines of dialogue. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm afraid you may not pass beyond this point. These stairs lead to Her Highness's private chambers. Not like I've never been in there, but tonight's off limits, huh? Boy, all the important people gathered around this table.
Oh, you needn't worry about us. The Academy suffered no major damage as a result of what happened. It was clearly a shock to the students, but they're all back to their usual cheery selves now.
Oh. Alright, I'm gonna take another sip of my tea. Maybe it's cooled off a little bit now. I'd heard the Academy was actually occupied by armed assailants at one point. I was ever so worried when I first heard the news. It's a pleasure to see you again, Joshua. You too, Leela. Have you been well? I have, thank you. Although I wish I could say the same for the mayor. She collapsed from overworking herself the other day. As such, I had no choice but to force her to take some time off. That bad? I'm afraid so. She was finally able to rest and recover enough to my satisfaction, thankfully, so she's now returned to her duties. I assume that she's in good hands. Left unattended, Mayor Maybell would likely work herself into her grave, so it falls to me to make sure that she rests when necessary. I'm determined to make sure she takes a good long rest after things have settled down enough in Beauvais. I assure you that she's in good hands. Mayor Norman. This is some party, isn't it? I don't think you'll find a banquet with a guest list quite like this anywhere. I used to be a businessman, so I've been to my fair share of occasions like this, but I've never been to any with this many famous people in attendance.
Oh, Joshua, it's been quite some time since the last time I saw you.
It has. I didn't know you were here, Mayor Klaus.
The mayors of each of liberal cities and towns were invited, I believe. I'm not sure why I was when I didn't do all that much to contribute to anything, but I decided to attend nonetheless.
That's not true at all. I hear the food supplies that were delivered to Beauvais and Granson were done so on your orders. That was particularly well received here, and we all know how dire things were at the time. You've got as much right to be here being thanked for your efforts as anyone else.
It was? Well, that's certainly a relief to hear. Thank you very much for letting me know, Joshua. Oh, it's a relief to know I was able to contribute in some way after all. That said, do come back to Roland to visit, Joshua. I'm sure everyone would be overjoyed to see how you're doing.
Factory Chief Murdoch. Didn't I give him a German accent too? Did he have an old guy voice? I bet he did. Why do these always assemble in such a way?
Oh, it's finally all over. It just goes to show that we endured. The goddess will eventually extend her hand of salvation to us all. That's reassuring to know.
Poor Mr. Murdoch. Eckel, do you need something to drink, sir? We have plenty available, alcoholic or otherwise. Do you need something to drink, sir?
I'm afraid we've still got a lot of work on our plate. The open factories under ZCF are operating at less than 28% of their full capacity. Then we still need to finish rebuilding the campus system, work on overhauling the RC. Ah, my workload's not looking lighter anytime soon.
Greetings, Joshua. I'd like to take this chance to thank you again for all your team did toward Ouroboros' schemes and return peace to Liberal. The debt of gratitude we owe is beyond measure. Please, you're exaggerating, sir. We might have been the ones who entered the Liberal arc, but we wouldn't have had a chance of success if we were on our own. It was only because of you, Richard, Kurt, and the others fighting on the ground that we were able to succeed. We could certainly say the same of you, though, although it is true that none of us could have brought about peace alone. Still, I've been wanting a chance to thank you personally for all you did. The faith we had in you to see your work through to the end was just what we needed to fight. I'm not usually one for praying, but even I found myself looking to the goddess when the Liber Arc started collapsing. I'm so relieved you all came back to us unharmed. Folk, is there enough food available for you? If there's anything you would like more of, please feel free to let me know. Oh, it's you. I've heard you've been lending a hand with the restoration efforts in addition to all you did with the Liber Arc. You have my thanks. You're quite welcome, sir. I wasn't expecting him to thank me. I wonder if something happened. The Bracer Guild has helped us in a number of ways recently. You have my thanks. Boy, he used to not like the Bracer Guild all that much. Ah, Joshua. I'm surprised to see you here, Dad. I thought you said over the phone you wouldn't be able to attend because you were so swamped. Oh, swamped is an understatement. Transporting goods needed to get the country back in order, making sure every area has all the utilities it needs. I'm drowning in work. It's gonna take a while longer before we can say Liberal's back to normal too, I fear. Come to think of it, Estelle and I certainly didn't expect to find soldiers even in Liberal's smaller villages, so it threw us off to see it as much while we were helping out where we could. Doesn't come as a surprise if you're the one responsible, though. It should go a long way toward helping people feel at ease. It's times like these when we've got to do all we can for one another, and the army's no different. With Erebonia and Calvert's international politics situations a mystery to us, the reorganization of the army has had to be shelved for now, too. Still, no matter how busy a man is, everyone needs to kick back in a while. So make sure you make the most of tonight, Joshua. I think you need to kick back more than I do, Dad. Estelle's been pretty worried about you, you know? There's no need to worry about me. I'm hanging in there. In fact, I'd say I'm taking it too easy. Don't you worry about me. In fact, I'm taking it easy while passing along the tough jobs to you guys. That's a matchup I didn't expect. You two look comfortable. Oh, if it isn't Joshua. Care to join us for a few drinks? Don't be shy now. The night's only just beginning. But I want to see those exquisite amber eyes of yours swim before it comes to a close. I'm good. Thanks. Oh, come on! We're at the celebratory banquet here! Don't be such a spoil sport! Oh, I know! Why don't we have a few drinks to celebrate you becoming a senior bracer at the same time? It feels like it was ages ago, but we never did get to celebrate your promotion. Only Estelle's. Say, Shira? About Luciola. Silly Joshua, what are you getting all worried about her for? You really needn't be. Yeah, Shira's right. Especially not now. We all have our concerns and worries after all that happened over the past few weeks and months. But this is not the time to be thinking about them. This is the time to be making merry and drowning in fine drink. From sunset to sunrise. Right. I don't think there's ever a time for not making merry as far as you're concerned. He's got a point, though. Oh, and while I've got the chance to say this to you, no more going off on your own, you hear? You have no idea how worried Estelle was about you after you last disappeared. I could barely bring myself to watch her. I won't. I've got no intention of doing anything like that again. I'm fine now. Well, if you say so. That docile expression of yours is so adorable, Joshua. Don't go showing off that face too much tonight, alright? You. Oliver, is it okay if you're here in Liberal? I would have thought you'd be needed back in the Empire. Well, I will go back eventually. For now, however, I intend to savor the lingering feelings of this whirlwind of a ride. Remaining behind afforded me the chance to attend this wonderful party to boot. As you can see, my fine instincts have yet to fail me. Feels like no amount of alcohol is enough to get me drunk lately. I don't know what's up with me. On the positive side, though, maybe now I can actually beat Aina in a drinking contest. Trust her to find a positive in that. Alright, done up here. You? That's a surprise. It's nice to be able to attend a banquet like this. It truly drives home the point that this nation is back in peace again. Back to peace again. The trouble regarding the Liberarch and subsequent restoration efforts have really shown me anew how capable a ruler Queen Lisha is. She's handled all that's happened impeccably. If all of this had happened in the Republic, it wouldn't have been resolved anywhere near as smoothly, let me tell you. Speaking of the Republic, Parliament is still very much in confusion over the orbital shutdown phenomenon, to say nothing of those stem tanks of Erebonia's. It's going to be quite a while before things settle down here too, I'd wager. Oh, turns out he got his name changed, legally and everything, but, well, you're always gonna stay Zane, buddy. How's it going, Joshua? Hello, Zane. Thanks again for all the help you've been giving with the restoration efforts. I don't know what we'd have done without you. Hey, think nothing of it. It's all part of being a bracer, really. Can't say how much longer I'll be able to lend a helping hand, though. Gotta pack up and head back home at some point. The political situation isn't exactly stable over there, you see. Was that why Kilika wasn't able to make it then? Yeah, the guide receptionists are basically chained to their seats at the moment. Although, to be honest, I can't picture her getting all dressed up and coming to a party like this anyway. Head maid Hilda. Why, hello, Joshua. Tonight's party's hosted by Her Majesty in all her grace. So I do hope you'll enjoy yourself. Ah! You're always welcome back to the castle anytime. I'd be more than happy to help you get dolled up for the occasion, too. I'm never wearing a maid outfit again. Just so you know. You're always welcome to the castle, Joshua. Tonight's party is hosted by Her Majesty in all her grace. So I do hope you'll enjoy yourself. Now that everything's back to normal, it feels like all that happened that day was some sort of dream. I'd certainly rather believe it was. Seeing the castle gates fall and those scary people charging through was like a nightmare. I thought I was going to faint at the sight of it all. Miss Maid, I need some food! Niall told me not to move on my own, so I'm stuck here. I still haven't gotten any food. I guess I'll just have to fill myself up with liquids instead. That never ends well. Kevin, I wasn't expecting you to still be liberal. Ah, sup, you're invited too, huh? Makes sense. So, having fun? You better be. Take it from me. If you don't make the most of times like these and eat your heart out, you're gonna regret it later. Thank you very much for all you did for me, Kevin. If you hadn't come to Liberal when you did, don't sweat it. Not like I did anything special. Glad to see all the side effects look about gone, too. You're looking spiffy these days, Joshua. So, yeah, just forget about owing me or whatever. It's all in the past now. I'm not sure if I should ask this, but are you... Joshua? I'm not gonna be in Liberal for much longer, so this might be the last time we'll meet for a while. But I hope we'll get the chance to see each other again one day. Yeah, I hope so too. Damn, this sirloin steaks like a little piece of heaven in my mouth. I sure wish I could take a lifetime supply of it back home with me. Panna, right! Next up, I need to give that guest their drink. But what did I need to do after that? Hiya, Joshua. I didn't expect to see you guys here. You were invited then. Sure was. An invitation just showed up out of nowhere. You can imagine our surprise when we saw the thing. No way were we turning down some high-class grub though, so we hurried on over. That's very like you. Not gonna deny it. That aside, thanks to Her Majesty pardoning us, we're now free to walk around in the open. Feels like we should start thinking about how to make a good, honest living for ourselves. That's not the first time you've said that. Something about wanting to start up a career service, right? Well, maybe, but that's not the only thing we could try out. Whatever we settle on, it should involve flying the skies. That's how we've lived so far. I don't want to change now. Mom, if you're not gonna hear me say no. All the complicated financial stuff goes right over my head, so just don't count on me there. That might even be right up Josette's alley. Still, the best thing about starting up a company is we'd be able to employ all the guys who worked under us while we were in the Sky Bandit business. I mean, I ain't saying it's gonna be easy. We don't have any funding, and we don't know if we'll even be profitable once we do get things up and running. I don't know where to start on that. Head cook Gervais. It was an honor to be able to put my skills to the test making tonight's many dishes. I do hope they will be to your satisfaction. Please have your fill. Alright. Man, this is one hell of a party. I normally work as a chef over at Songtime Gate, but I was called over here to help. It's a real huge honor to be able to help out at an occasion this spectacular. I doubt I'll ever get an opportunity like this again. Greetings, Joshua. You've done some fine work these past couple of weeks. The damage reports on the regions of Liberal you've been providing have proved invaluable in allocating personnel. I really can't thank you enough. Oh, you needn't thank me. By the way, Kurt, I feel like I need to say something regarding my Bracer badge. As you probably already know, what power I have was given to me by the Society. Before becoming a Bracer, I used it to commit many unforgivable crimes, too. No matter how much I think about it, I just can't see how someone like me is fit to call himself a Bracer. You know, Joshua, I've always seen power as an imperfect concept, and that's why I believe people are able to use it. Am I wrong? No, I suppose not. Then what difference is there between us? We are both keenly aware of our flaws, and yet we both use what limited power we have to do what we believe is to be right. I see no difference. Well, I can't really argue with that logic. I still can't pretend to be completely confident in myself, though. Be that as it may, that's nothing to be ashamed of. You should simply continue striving to overcome it. And while this is but my personal opinion, I'd say you're a model Bracer. Still, I'm feeling keenly these days just how much I need to improve myself. I'd love to go on some kind of extensive training program, but this hardly seems the time for that. Perhaps I'll bring up the matter with Elnan once things have calmed down a little. Wow, I didn't know Gisette was from the nobility. I always pictured Erebonian nobles as being real stuffy and scary. Hehe, but maybe there are a few cute ones mixed in there. Boy. Wow, I didn't know Gisette was from the nobility. I always pictured Erebonian embassies to be real stuffy. Alright. It's good to see you again, Elnan. I heard you're here as the Bracer Guild's representative today, is that true? Indeed. All of the other receptionists are busy, you see. I was the only one able to attend. That's too bad. Isn't it, though? This would have been a fine time for us to exchange information. But oh well, there's always tomorrow, as they say. Nage, Holding a party like this makes it feel like peace has finally returned to the castle. It certainly hasn't felt like that in these days leading up to it. We were all busy clearing things up until a few days ago. I don't know what those society people were trying to achieve by causing us so much trouble, but that was an experience I hope I never have to go through again. The receptionists of all the other branches were too busy to come today, I'm afraid. It would have been nice to get together with them at some point and exchange info, but I suppose that will just have to wait for another time. Alright, more tea. This has been already 45 minutes, good lord. And my nose and the back of my throat are starting to get stuffed up because I still haven't fully recovered. So I'm having a couple difficulties here talking, honestly. And I don't want to make gross noises like I'm required to clear my throat. Alright. Could you two stop fighting? No, not you. You. I swear it's like watching two children squabble. It's great that we are peaceful again and all, but I think these two are taking things a little too easy. After all the work we've been doing lately, it's great to be able to come to a swanky place like this and put our feet up. The food's pretty good too. It's weird, wow, just how much energy these two have. Are they always like this? I'm sorry that I have to wait here during this. Okay, gross noises. Just a second. Nope, that's not helping. I actually need a little more time and water to do that. Alright, you too. Ha! I figured that'd be the case! Looks like I'm the most fit to be at this party after all. Because I've been to plenty Phi Society gatherings wearing poofy dresses. Hey, don't make it sound like I've never worn a dress before. Because I have, for your information. I just don't need to go around trying to convince everyone that I'm not a boy, unlike some people I could name. Try saying I look like a boy again and see what happens. Look, you two, I appreciate that you have your differences, but we're kind of in a really public, really high-class place here, so could you two take this fight somewhere else? Shut up, Joshua! Wow, sorry. Damn right I can, you're on. Just don't cry when you realize you can't actually beat me, though. Huh, okay then, have it your way. How about you and me settle this with an honorable duel? Think you can handle it? Ish. Ah, if it isn't Joshua. I was just discussing the aftermath of the crisis here with Major Vander. Fortunately, the Liborg's collapse caused little direct damage by itself. That might not have been the case if there had been any ships on the lake at the time, but due in part to the orbital shutdown phenomenon, none were. The tsunami afterwards was quite small too. I'd say we were rather fortunate. Estelle and I were able to see as much when we traveled around the lake shore. The few people who were watching the city collapse were caught up in it all, and a small number of fishermen were splashed with water, but that's about it. Indeed, if anything, the much greater problem was the conclusions that came about as a result of losing orbital power. Liberia is, after all, one of the most advanced nations on the continent when it comes to orbital technology. Ordinarily, that is one of our greatest strengths, but in this case, it worked against us. The crisis has now passed, but that doesn't mean our work is done. We still have plenty ahead of us to take care of. The confusion created on Erebonia's southern edge as a result of the orbital shutdown phenomenon calmed itself down rather quickly. But over in Erebonia, no more is being reported about the city than that it was a mysterious floating object. Either the central government is still in confusion, and that's why it isn't releasing any information, or... Liberals' abundance of orbital technology ended up working against it this time, regrettably. The crisis has now passed, but that doesn't mean our work is done. We still have plenty ahead of us to take care of. Ah, just the man, just the man! Pardon?
Oh, is this the boy you were speaking of earlier?
That's correct, this is Joshua. I was just telling the ambassador here about your various accomplishments, Joshua.
It's an honor to finally meet you. I'm the resident Erebonian ambassador here in Liberal, Devil Craner.
It's nice to meet you.
The tale of how you flew on top of that flying city all while knowing it may be the last thing you did brought tears to my eyes. How you were able to participate in an operation that may have brought your death, casting aside even your girlfriend's objections, I don't know. But I know this, Liberal needs more young men and women like you.
Thank you for saying so, sir. Just what has the Duke been telling him? But all was well that ended well, for by miraculous chance the two were able to reunite.
It should go without saying how touched I am to see such spirit from our youth of today. You are truly Liberal's greatest treasures.
Good evening to you. Thank you so much for making the time to attend tonight's banquet.
Oh, not at all. How are you feeling now after having some time to recover, Philip?
I'm feeling quite well. You're too kind. I do believe I may have overexerted myself. That's how things are once you've reached a certain age. I find myself wondering whether I would have been able to do more if I were 30 years younger, but I suppose there's little point in doing so.
I wonder what he looked like 30 years ago. Nah, sorry, Philip. I just can't picture it.
The Duke has been a much more positive, forward-thinking man since that day. That fact alone makes all it did feel worthwhile. It feels like a huge weight has been lifted from my shoulders watching him now.
Alright, that's the last table. What? You'd like me to give a comment? Well, let's see. Looks like she's being interviewed at the moment. I should leave her be for now. Good evening, Your Majesty. Thank you very much for inviting me today. Oh, not at all. I'm pleased to see you've come. I've been eagerly awaiting the day we could meet again. I hear you and Estelle have been traveling and helping with the restoration efforts. That's correct. We both wanted to see how things were across the kingdom with our own eyes. I'm glad we did too, because now I can finally breathe a sigh of relief. People really are strong. That they are. I've been queen for over 40 years, and the strength of liberal citizens continues to amaze me to this day. There are plenty who like to credit either my abilities as a ruler or orbital technology for this tiny nation's good fortune, but we would be nothing without its people. I wasn't the only one who allowed us to overcome the recent crisis, or the war 10 years ago. Neither was the orbital technology. No, I believe it was the will of its people to live. That's what I believe supports our country, both then and now. People's will to live. Indeed. You were gracious enough to call this country your second home, Joshua. From now on, your will to live will be another great support for this nation. As its queen, that makes me happier than you can imagine. Thank you, Your Majesty. Your words mean a lot to me. My apologies. I didn't intend that to become such a serious discussion. I would much prefer for tonight to be a night all of this banquet's guests can enjoy rather than one for serious issues. Please do try and enjoy your time here.
If you would, Your Highness, a comment in celebration of the fact that this crisis is past now? Just nothing too formal, alright? I'd prefer something that brings out your bright and cheery nature. If you would, Your Highness. Alright, but serious time here.
Scree! Scree! Well, Seek, it's good to see you. Scree! After all he did, I'd say he deserves a good party as much as any human. Alright. So, who haven't I talked to? Yeah. Okay, I think that's about everyone now. There were a few people I didn't get to talk to though, so hopefully I can make another round of the party later once we're free. They're free. Ah, here we go. Come on, Dorothy. We're talking to the military guys next. Get a move on, woman. We haven't got all day.
Nihon! I don't feel too good. My stomach feels like a giant bottle of water.
That's what happens when you drink way too much in a short period of time, you idiot. But never mind that. We've got work to do.
Okay.
Joshua? Hey, Chloe. Finally got a bit of a break? It must be exhausting having to do one interview after another.
Well, I suppose it is a little. Not too bad, though. I've had to do a lot more of them ever since becoming crowned princess, so I'm starting to get used to them.
I can't believe it. It feels like I've been seeing your face in all kinds of papers and magazines lately. I think anyone would learn to adjust after a while.
Well, you know.
It probably won't be too long before it starts to die down, so just hang in there. All you can really do is grin and bear it until then, unfortunately.
Yes, I know. That's exactly what I intend to do, too. I swore to myself that I would do all I could to help and protect this country's people. Accepting a few interviews here and there is the easy part.
Well, if you say so. You really are strong.
I'm not sure about that. I still feel as if I'm doubting myself a lot of the time. Like I just have to keep going out of my comfort zone, feeling reckless with every push.
Maybe so. Still, it doesn't change the fact that you're strong. Not to me, anyway. I remember the strength you showed trying to protect Clem when we first met, too.
Thank you. I nearly forgot about that. Maybe now would be the best time after all?
Something on your mind, Chloe?
Could I have a little of your time, Joshua? I've got something I want to say to you.
Sure, okay.
This way, then.
Is it just me, or does she seem kind of bothered by something? Where is Estelle right now, anyway? Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. I got stomachs to spare! Oh, she's picking up her pace. This could get interesting.
Whose side are you on, anyway?
I guess I can just leave her as she is for now. She seems pretty convenient, or concerned, or confident, comfortable. Some word with con. Or calm. I should go and see what Chloe wants then. Have I done something to make her angry, though? I don't feel like I have. So, Chloe, what was that you wanted to tell me? Look, if I've done something to offend you, I'm sorry, alright?
I love you, Joshua.
What? Well... I'm sorry. I'm happy you feel that way, but...
Don't worry, I knew exactly how you were going to respond before I said anything. I just felt like I had to get that out before I could really start moving on. The sky sure is beautiful tonight, isn't it?
How long have you, well, felt that way? Say, Joshua, if you had met me before Estelle, do you think you would have, well... No. I'm pretty sure that never would have happened. Sorry. I told you, don't worry. I can't deny there's a part of me that wants to keep you all to myself. But even if that were possible, I don't think it would be what I truly wanted. Because when it comes down to it, I really love both you and Estelle. That's partly why I wanted to see that troubled face of yours one last time. It was worth the effort to bring out, though, too. That was probably the best expression I've seen to date. You can be kind of a bully sometimes, you know that? Maybe. This feels like the most fun I've had in some time. So, what's on your mind, Joshua? What? I can easily tell you're worried about something. My instincts are quite sharp, or so I'd like to believe besides. I was watching you the whole time I was handling that interview earlier. Oh, how exactly am I supposed to take that? Still, you're hiding something, aren't you? Are you planning on doing something all on your own again? Your instincts are sharp, all right. Estelle surprises me from time to time too, but you're definitely up there. Well, that's just how us girls are. So, come on, tell me, what's troubling you? It's nothing that major, really. I intend to leave Liberal by the end of the month. But why? The country's finally at peace now. That's exactly why I think this is the right time. Ouroboros seems to have completely withdrawn from the country, and the restoration efforts are coming along so smoothly. So maybe it's about time for me to leave on a journey of my own. It's taken me a long time to get this far, but I have finally been able to start thinking of myself as a person, and not some kind of broken doll. I was finally able to achieve the very thing everyone wanted from me. That's been both a good thing and a bad thing. Good in that I finally feel human. Bad in that my heart's been aching in a way it never did before. Broken dolls can easily look away from all the terrible things they've done, but I can't do that anymore. Oh. That's why I need to go on this journey around the continent. So I can work towards atoning for all that I've done. So I can start embracing the person I am now. In the truest sense of the word. I see. But if you do that, that means you won't be able to see Estelle for a while. Yeah, I know. It might not even be for a while. It could be a long time. I'm still not sure how to break that to her, either. That's the part that's on my mind right now. You've still got a lot of growing up to do, young man. Huh? If you ask me, you should just tell her in the way that comes most naturally to you. You don't have to write some big speech in your head in advance. Speak to her from your heart. You believe in her, don't you? No matter how you phrase it, she'll understand. All you have to do is get those words out there. You owe that much to her if you love her. You know that, right? Yeah, I do. I really am hopeless, aren't I? You shouldn't have to tell me something that obvious. You wouldn't be you if I didn't have to tell you. Plus, that kind of thing, that part of things, part of why I love you, too. Please stop teasing me. Hehe. Just remember, it'll be okay. If anyone knows you, it's Estelle. Although, if you ask me, she'll... Joshua, where are you? Ah, there you are. Look at these, they're Josette's goggles. Hehe, I took them from her spoils of war. I'm glad you were having fun, Estelle. Make sure you give those back to Josette later, okay? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Tune into next week's issue to find out. Wait, hold on. Chloe? I suppose it's about time I return to the banquet now. You can have Joshua back now, Estelle. Sure. Hey, Chloe. I'm not sure how to best put this either, but... Thanks. I'm glad I was able to talk to you like this. Really, I am. Oh. You're very welcome. Well then, I wish you both a very pleasant night. The heck? So, Joshua, what did you two, talk about? Oh, nothing much. She just gave me a bit of much needed motivation. Oh, really? That sure clears things up. It's been 5 years and Estelle has believed in me for every single one. And I believe in her too. Ah, no it doesn't! What motivation? Estelle? I've got something I need to tell you. I'm all ears. What's up? Well, you see? Oh. Wow, fireworks! They're so pretty! There's so many of them, too! I hate to admit it, I like in-game fireworks more than real-life fireworks. You see, Estelle? Side story The Banquet finished. Learned the recipe for luxurious lunch. Received 3,500 Mira. So, what does this tell you about Trails in the Sky the Third if a long side story is just as long as a short side story? Huh. Well, wait. I can set a support from the dungeon. That is interesting. Although I'll need to teleport back now. I'm going to definitely end it right now. It's been 1 hour and 7 minutes. So, yeah, that was good. That was very good. And I already have to... I can't record another episode now. That's just awesome. Today's not a good day for recording. I had a running event this morning, and now I got to do fitness with my mother, and I can't bail. So, it's gonna happen. For the moment, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I will see you in the next episode as well. And, I got to the point where I saw someone commenting that I'm supposed to get every door, and the doors have varied conditions of opening them. Some are just you are being required to bring the right person, but some are pretty tough to get. One of the doors has the condition, oh, well, you gotta have visited all other doors before you can go into this door. So that's kind of a bummer, I guess. But I'm definitely aiming to see all of the side stories, all of the long side stories, and all of the bonus mini games. I'm definitely aiming at that. If I miss one, oh, I better make sure I don't miss one, because that's what you're there for, aren't ya? Huh? I've got my eyes on you guys. You better watch me. Better watch me do good. But for the moment, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I will see you in the next episode as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you then. Bye-bye.